Coming up on Zambia Today Television, where stories unfold.
The demand letter that we have issued this afternoon against Mr. Tabo Kawana is, as I indicated earlier, for a full retraction of his defamatory statement, as well as an apology and the payment in cash of a sum of 5 billion kwacha only.
The Tonse Alliance drops a political bombshell, demanding a staggering 5 billion kwacha from the Ministry of Information's Permanent Secretary, Tabo Kawana, over what they describe as a defamatory and unethical attack on their 2026 presidential candidate, former President Edgar Lungu. Let's get into the full story. The political heat is rising in Zambia ahead of the 2026 general elections. The opposition Tonse Alliance has issued a strong demand for compensation, 5 billion kwacha, from Tabo Kawana, the outspoken permanent secretary in the Ministry of Information and Media. This follows remarks made by Mr. Kawana during a press briefing, where he alleged that former President Edgar Lungu, now the Tonse Alliance's chosen candidate for 2026, is battling cancer and currently undergoing chemotherapy treatment in South Africa.
I also want to inform the nation that former President and 60th Republican President, Dr. Edgar Lungu, is doing well. He also is in South Africa for treatment. He called me a couple of days ago. He was checking on me to check on my health, and we had a chat. And even during that conversation, President Lungu informed me that he was done with his chemotherapy and that he was now just going for review so that then the doctors can determine what the next step is.
The Tonse Alliance has reacted with outrage, calling the statement false, unethical, and politically motivated. In a demand letter penned by the Alliance's spokesperson, Sean Tembo, Kawana is instructed to issue a public retraction, apologize, and pay 5 billion kwacha in damages or face legal consequences.
We as the Tonse Alliance issued a demand letter through our lawyers to Mr. Tabo Kawana, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Media and Information. In that demand letter, we are demanding for a retraction and apology of his defamatory statement that was issued yesterday regarding our 2026 presidential candidate, Dr. Edgar Lungu. As you all might be aware, Dr. Edgar Lungu was adopted as the Tonse Alliance 2026 presidential candidate on the 7th of November 2024 during the inaugural conference of the Alliance, which was held at Palm Valley Resort here in Lusaka. And that position has not changed from that day that we adopted Dr. Edgar Lungu as our presidential candidate for 2026. There might have been some perceived setbacks, such as the judgment of the 10th of December 2024, in which the Constitutional Court illegally declared our adopted 2026 presidential candidate as ineligible. And as you all are aware by now, we have since challenged that judgment of the Constitutional Court for illegality and contravention of Article 52, Sub-Article 4 of the Republican Constitution. So the demand letter that we have issued this afternoon against Mr. Tabo Kawana is, as I indicated earlier, for a full retraction of his defamatory statement, as well as an apology and the payment in cash of a sum of 5 billion kwacha only. And we have since given Mr. Tabo Kawana a very reasonable period of 7 days only for him to comply with our demands, the 3 demands: complete retraction, apology, and payment of the sum of 5 billion kwacha. If he complies with our demands, then we shall not proceed with instituting the necessary legal proceedings against Mr. Tabo Kawana. Should he not comply, of course, we shall proceed. And in that matter, I am actually the complainant, and I am the complainant in my capacity as the Tonse Alliance spokesperson, because the individual that was defamed, the individual in whose name falsehoods were uttered by Mr. Tabo Kawana, is our Alliance's 2026 presidential candidate, the 60th Republican president, who is also the PF president, and who is also the Tonse Alliance chairman, and who is also the Tonse Alliance 2026 presidential candidate. So that is an update that we felt it necessary to give to you, honorable members of the public, that we have since taken up these proceedings, and we are very resolute, and we shall make sure that no individual is going to continue defaming and lowering the esteem of our 2026 presidential candidate. We must mention that in addition to the demand letter that we issued to Mr. Tabo Kawana, we have similarly issued a demand letter to 2 media houses who were involved, who participated in the dissemination of the defamatory statements that Mr. Tabo Kawana uttered. And these 2 media houses include the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation, where we are equally demanding for a full retraction as well as apology and payment of a discounted sum of 4 billion kwacha only, as well as the Zambia Daily Mail, where we are also demanding for a full retraction, an apology, and payment of an even more discounted sum of 3 billion kwacha only. And we have made it very clear through our appointed legal representatives that should these 3 respondents not comply with our demands within a period of 7 days, we shall proceed to institute the necessary legal proceedings.
Will Tabo Kawana retract his statements? Will the Tonse Alliance take this fight to the courts? And what does this mean for the integrity of public office and the upcoming election? You can be sure of one thing: we'll be following this story every step of the way. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Zambia Today Television, where stories unfold.
We as the Tonse Alliance issued a demand letter through our lawyers to Mr. Tabo Kawana, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Media and Information. In that demand letter, we are demanding for a retraction and apology of his defamatory statement that was issued yesterday regarding our 2026 presidential candidate, Dr. Edgar Lungu.